One of the reasons why development has the highest potential to prevent conflict is that it has the ability to bring together all the needs of human beings together in one. And those are essentially the human security as understood from the freedom from fear, freedom from want, and freedom to live a life of indignity, which essentially means that when you have development, you're able to ascertain that people are able to be secure in the places that they live, but also they are able to live a life of dignity by respecting their human rights, rule of law, and also importantly, that their basic needs, water, access to health, access to education, is able to be achieved. And I can give a couple of examples, especially in the current context of Gambia, where although Yahya Jammeh had made some significant developments in that country, you could still see people rising up because they didn't feel that they were part and parcel of society. They were not included. Their human rights were not being protected. So assuming like we saw in Libya, assuming also that we saw like in Tunisia, where although those countries had done quite some useful, massive developments in their countries, human rights violations were being infringed upon. People were not necessarily having a say. The government determined what was useful for the people. But development, if essentially holistic, comprehensive, transformational, that ensures that every part and parcel of every human being that is in those countries is able to be part and parcel of essentially acknowledging and advising the government on what needs to be done, because they know what is essential. The second area where I think development has a very, very high potential to ensure that you prevent conflict is the fact that it's people-centered, that development has no choices of how or who it wants to help. If you're in the opposition, if you're in the ruling party, if there's development in your area, you'll embrace development. So development has that potential to bring people who don't necessarily like each other, don't necessarily talk to each other, but people who actually feel that as long as infrastructure is being built, they're able to access good education, they're able to access good hospitals, everybody will go to those spaces. And in those spaces, you can be able then to bring people to have conversations, to have dialogue about some of the needs that people are facing. The third area where I also think development has very, very useful, high potential is the fact that development has a capacity to respect three key ingredients that most people increasingly are saying are the imperatives for sustainable livelihood. And that's, it gives people an identity. It gives people an idea that I belong. It gives people an idea of ownership of whatever is essentially getting done. The third one is also that it also gives people purpose, in the sense that you just begin thinking that tomorrow just might be better in the event that we're able to have jobs, in the event that my kids can be able to go to school, in the event that my health is going to be better, so you live maybe a much longer time. So purpose enough, is likely to prevent people from taking to extremism, taking to radicalization, and young people really getting frustrated and raising on the streets. Because as long as they're able to see development helping them idea about tomorrow being better than today, they're likely to really live a much longer time. The third one is the whole idea about dignity, that when people really realize that they're not just getting help from external actors, that they're getting help not just so that you're helping them because they are helpless, because they don't know what needs to be done, that they are part and parcel of designing programs. They are part and parcel of ensuring that they achieve their life in a manner that is first respecting the human rights, respecting their citizenship, respecting their identity, but also realizing that unless you really respect the human rights of people, ability to speak freely, ability to assemble with each other, ability to also have right to access to information, that's, in my view, are some of the three key reasons why I think development, unlike any of the other three other key ingredients, which is good governance and peace and security, has very, very good high potential. Before I conclude, I would want to suggest that development is not solve it all, or it's the only thing that can prevent conflict. It has to be done hand in hand with the two other key ingredients, like I indicated, good governance and ensuring that there's peace and security. The reason I say that is that conflict prevention is not an action. Conflict prevention is a process, which means that all these issues have to work hand in hand, that as long as development is being done by ensuring that democratic spaces is also allowing people to be able to participate in developmental processes, but also that allows that there is peace, there's security within the country, because you cannot achieve either without the other. So although they are often said to be intrinsically related and interlinked, I argue that they are actually inseparable.